is at about 1.27 in trade this afternoon. 5,300 for the bulls should hold out given the internals, but let's get some more perspective going. Varun Goel, Assistant Vice President, Fund Management Division at KC Securities, joining in on this leg of the show. Varun, let's start off by talking about IT. Infosys surprised people. Mastech and Rolta have really disappointed. What's the call on these three stocks and the overall sector?
Good afternoon, Rahul. I think as far as the Tier 1 IT companies are concerned, we would expect a very strong revenue growth. And I think the Tier 1 companies should be able to clock at least 20% revenue growth, at least in dollar terms. I think one good thing that came out in the Infosys results is that last few quarters it was only the BFSI sector which was barely based, most of the clients were based off out of America and mostly financial companies that are kind of revived in last 6 months. But I think this quarter one good thing was that the manufacturing sector also showed up a 10% growth, which is very positive because over dependence on one sector is definitely not good for these companies. So I think what is happening is that the bigger companies are able to attract more clients. I think they're going forward they will be able to have a higher revenue ramp up, and also in terms of their margin expectations, I think IT companies would be able to manage it better, the bigger companies, especially because they would probably be able to absorb the employee costs in a more mature manner as compared to the smaller companies. So I think we continue to be positive on the Tier 1 IT companies. I think there's still scope for 10% upside from a 12-month perspective in most of the Tier 1 names. But I think as far as the mid-cap IT space is concerned, one really needs to be selective in terms of which domain area and which geography we are talking about.
What's the call on the Nifty at this point?
Well, Rahul, I think the broader markets are trading close to 16, 17 times FY11 earnings, and we would expect a 10 to 15% upside in broader markets with a one-year view. I think in the short term, we have, of course, earnings have started coming in. I think in the short term, that's going to be a key driver of the markets. And more importantly, what RBI does on 20th. I think the inflation number that we saw today is a huge sign of relief. Inflation thankfully didn't go into double digit, which is definitely a positive thing. I think unless RBI increases the repo and reverse repo and other rates by more than 50 basis points, I think the market should continue to be around this range.
Okay, Varun, hold that thought. Let's take a break. We will come back on the other side, continue this chat with Varun Goel, and we will get you a perspective on the money markets as well. As we go into a break, some perspective coming in. It should, by all stretches of the imagination, have a 5,300 plus closing. Unless there is a dramatic unwinding at that core put level of 5,300, it should bounce back and close comfortably above 5,300. It's trying to claw back. That's one of the key reasons the market is falling. Reliance is down by about 2.5%. It's not just Reliance. Even SR Oil is down about 3%. So there's a bit of irkiness coming into some of these oil and gas stocks. Of course, SR Oil is result-based as well. The results were not strictly comparable. They came in while we were away yesterday. Varun, any thoughts on Reliance at this point? It's down about 2.5% at 1,095.
Rahul, clearly Reliance is struggling very hard to come up with newer growth opportunities. Of course, last week we saw that announcement in terms of acquisition of shale gas opportunity. I think that's a great opportunity, but I think the quantum of the acquisition is too small to have a very material impact in terms of Reliance numbers. So I think going forward, Reliance will have to go out very aggressively for bigger acquisitions that can have a material impact on its balance sheet, and that too, the acquisitions will need to be done in a value accretive manner. Now, as far as the core Reliance business is concerned, I think we did see a spike in refining margins in the last couple of months, but they seem to be trending down again. So I think till the time a clear trend is seen in the refining margins, and I would think that the refining margins would find it difficult to move up significantly from these levels, for the simple fact that there is new refining capacity which is coming up in this part of the world in the next 6 months. And then the E&P business, of course, continues to struggle because of the litigation issues. So till that time we have some kind of settlement coming on the E&P litigation side, and of course some value added acquisition is done, I think the stock is probably going to languish around these levels.
Okay, let's take a quick check on what's making global business headlines at this hour as well. Dhaval Parekh is standing by with more details. Okay, that is the finance minister of the country. Anil, what's the take on the weakness in Reliance today?
I mean, I'm a little surprised, and I guess again it comes down to the point of, the so much built up expectation that every time, markets at a new high or trying to break out further, there's always been an expectation for the last 9 months or so that this time around, Reliance will help out this time around. So I think it's just a case of maybe a lot of expectation, and maybe that's why huge built-up positions probably in the FNO that is now getting unwounded. That could be the only explanation, I think, for Reliance right now.
Any inherent weakness that you're suddenly sensing in perhaps an HDFC or an ICICI Bank?
HDFC is an interesting one. I think the fact that it didn't take out, let's say, the previous top, which was around closer to 28.75, sort of like a double top formation over the last 3 to 4 months, could be the reason why it's falling. ICICI, probably no surprise, because 1000 was a major 61.8% retracement from, again, 2008 highs and 2009 lows. So around the 1000 mark, no surprise that it's finding resistance. But I think the first fall is still viable in ICICI. So 915 to about 895, that's where the 50-day moving averages are placed. I think somewhere in this 20-point range, ICICI should see some sort of support and then a technical bounce.
So just to sum up, would you be surprised if the market went into a bit of a minor corrective phase, say about 3-5% on the way down, before it perhaps chooses to go back to 5400?
I won't be totally surprised. I think because the fact that it's broken the 20 days. So if it closes below 5288, then I think it's quite possible that it'll go and test somewhere around the 50-day moving average, which currently about 5165 or so. So like you said, 2% wouldn't be totally out of the ordinary as such.
Good speaking with you, Anil. Thanks so much for taking time out. That's a thought coming in on the markets, which are looking a bit weaker in trade today. Routine profit booking could be one sort of way of looking at it, at the doorsteps of 5400. Varun and Vivek are still with us. Varun, one final thought on ITC, 2% down on that stock. Would you buy into it at 263?
Well, as far as the whole FMCG space is concerned, I think if you look at the valuations, they're all trading close to 25 to 30 times 12 months trading earnings. I think looking at the competitive scenario, it seems to probably get worse every day. We're seeing a very fiercely competitive environment as far as the food and the other segments are concerned, and the personal care segment is concerned. Now, of course, there were some hike in terms of the VAT rates for the cigarette segment. Specifically, and I think if you look at the cost environment, the prices of various commodities that go into the making of most of these products has been increasing, and the companies have been finding it difficult to pass the cost directly to the end consumers. So I think the sector as a whole might underperform the markets for next 3 to 6 months perspective.
Good speaking with you, Varun. Thanks so much for taking time out as always and joining us. Varun Goel there from KC Securities with his thoughts.